breaking news right now. Several media outlets are reporting Kim Potter, the Brooklyn Center police officer who shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright, will face a second-degree manslaughter charge. That shooting happened Sunday. This is video now of the protests that are happening there in the Minneapolis area after that video was released of Daunte Wright's death. Now, Kim Potter offered her resignation yesterday, as did the police chief. She said she mistakenly grabbed her gun and not her taser, as she intended when they were trying to arrest Daunte Wright. We'll be following this for you throughout the day.
I'm going to take a break from the trial of Officer Derek Chauvin to bring you other important breaking news from a nearby suburb. CNN has now learned the former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kim Potter is being charged in the killing of Daunte Wright. Our CNN correspondent Adrian Broaddus is live from Brooklyn Center. Adrian, walk us through what we know.
Well, John, we know the Washington County prosecutor has told CNN he will charge that officer, Kim Potter, with second-degree manslaughter. Here in Minnesota, under the state statute, if someone is convicted of second-degree manslaughter, the penalty is no more than 10 years or a fine up to $20,000.
You, Mr. Crump, are at the center of two of the biggest stories in the country right now, both happening in Minnesota. You represent both of those families involved. Let me ask you about the one out of Brooklyn Center, the death of Daunte Wright, and the now former officer, Kim Potter, resigning. Is that enough for you? And how confident or not are you that the prosecutor might announce charges against her?
Well, the family doesn't think it's fair that she could claim it was a mistake that I killed him and should be able to retire and have all her benefits and pensions and ride off into the sunset. When they think about this, and when our legal team thinks about this, this is a 26-year veteran who is training young officers. She knows that the duty gun, her duty weapon, is on her dominant hand, Hallie, and her taser is on her non-dominant hand side. And so the gun weighs 2.6 pounds. The taser weighs 8 ounces. The gun is all black. The taser has bright yellow painted on it. And so at some point you have to say, you intended to pull this young man over. You intended to do the most, which they often do with marginalized minorities, especially black men, especially when you consider what's been happening with the lieutenant in Virginia. You consider that they could have given Daunte Wright a ticket and told him that he needs to get the tag registered. They could have given him a notice to appear for the misdemeanor warrant. This is a misdemeanor. And just like George Floyd, they could have given George Floyd a ticket for the alleged $20 fraudulent bill. But when it's black people, they seem to engage in the most use of force possible, and it ends up with deadly consequences. So the family is not gratified that she resigns and gets to keep her pension and benefits while they have lost Daunte forever. It is not fair.